me tell you something, fellas. Finding a shirt that actually fits right should not feel like some kind of impossible mission. Most tees are either too tight or they're way too baggy. But at True Classic, they have nailed it. True Classic shirts are snug in the arms and in the chest, but there's just enough room in the midsection. It's like they were custom made for athletes like us, but without that crazy price tag. Now that fall is here, it is time to upgrade. True Classic has everything. Long sleeve Henleys, waffle hoodies, jeans, joggers, you name it. I wear mine everywhere. I'll wear it to the gym. I'll wear it doing errands. I'll wear it going out to dinner. And I get compliments everywhere. So will you. Trust me. You can also buy them in a pack. They got 3, they got 6, they got 9. It'll save you money and you can bundle. The best part, it comes with a 100% perfect fit guarantee. No risk, no hassle. If you don't like it, easy returns. Over 4 million guys are already in on this. And there's over 200,000 reviews to back it up. Fall is here. That means, guys, it is time to step up your wardrobe. Head over to trueclassic.com/Chael to save on bundle packs. Shop now at trueclassic.com/Chael to elevate your game. Or just click the link below. Sean O'Malley's big what if is, what if I knocked out Merab and Topuria has his knockout over Max? How big would have that super fight been? And yeah, I mean, yeah, he's right. But I don't overly care because I don't think they'd have got together. I don't think we were a fight or two from either one of them of going into a super fight. So if Sean had knocked out Merab and Ilya had done what he did and we got them together, would that be big? Oh, yeah, that'd be huge. Sean was going to that fight, the biggest draw in the sport, with numbers, specific numbers, including the largest gate in UFC history, which he did that night. I mean, he had numbers to support what a star he was. Ilya, very massive. I get where we get them together. I'm saying something different right now, though. I'm saying we wouldn't have got them together. We would not have had that fight. But there was something much larger when Sean spoke up. And there is a piece that is missing from the Sean O'Malley story. And I really hope you guys start telling it. I hope you start sharing it, because an injustice would be a very dramatic way for me to say it. There has been an injustice, but it would be an accurate word, even if a stronger word than possibly needed. I mean, listen, what O'Malley had to deal with, nobody else in his position has ever had to deal with. Ronda Rousey, when she was the top draw, never had to deal with this. Jon Jones, and I know that Jon was never the top draw, but he was a top success, he never had to deal with this. Georges St. Pierre never had this happen to him. Khabib never had it happen to him. Which is, going into a fight, his next fight is already set. Sean O'Malley, who has a gift of gab, he has an audience that he can point his cannons in a direction, right? He plays the game. He understands there's even a game being played. He played the game. He set up his chess of the war board, and he had that ability, that skill that he developed, that he earned. The ability to even use it got taken away. And they put him in the ring with Chito Vera. Do you know how hard of a night that is? You want to be locked in a cage with a pissed off Chito Vera? Oh my, please. And they put Merab in the front row. Now he's got to fight both guys. He got to try to keep his eyes on Chito while dealing with the imagery. I've just been there, and I know it might sound small, and it is in all fairness. But he still had to do it, and it is still a disadvantage. Not to mention how much shorter are your training camps. They're now favoring the opponent. If Merab already knows that he gets O'Malley next, so he goes into that preparation, why O'Malley is in preparation for, in that case, Chito Vera. I'm just sharing for you. The respect that we would generally show a champion was not shown. And when he came out of that, he walks into the exact same thing, which is he's got Merab right here, while Nurmagomedov, who's in the front row, is next. And my larger point and message from hearing O'Malley speak up and talk about what could have been, to hear that fascination, imagination, and hunger still in his voice, not to mention, I think that he's ready to reactivate, but we can't do anything until he does. At one point, O'Malley himself said, and he had an injury. I remember Dr. Abbasi even did it, but was it his shoulder or was it his elbow? It was something with the arm, though, and he went and fought through it anyhow, and Dr. Abbasi thought it could be cured relatively fast and was more common than initially was believed when it was first reported, but Sean himself said, absent of that, I'm just not going to return for 10 months and maybe a year. But now we're left with that. Right? We're left with that. Whatever his reasons are, we do take it as sincere, and so we leave him out of the conversation. But it was a conversation which created my entire conversation, right? My entire problem with this is that there was nothing to talk about. There was no conversation for Sean. He might as well take himself out for 10 months or a year. It's already been done to him. It was already done to him when they put Nurmagomedov in there, which it turns out is not coming to fruition. Now, see, that's where everything changes. So, Nurmagomedov is rebooked. We can't call him a number one contender. Right? I mean, it's the ultimate poker hand of MMA. Whatever you got a title, you got a record, whatever you got, all the chips are in. So, Nurmagomedov taking this risk, he's no longer the number one contender. That's just the truth. Number one ranked versus number one contender, just so you guys understand the difference. Khalil Roundtree, by example, 3 weeks ago was the number one contender, but he was ranked number 8. And these vernaculars get overlapped quite often in this sport, but there are different vernaculars because they have different definitions. And just to specify that for you, you will have the rankings, you'll have the number one ranked guy, or the consensus number one ranked guy, as boxing likes to confusedly word itself. But the number one contender is whoever has the bout agreement. You are not a number one contender until the bout agreement is signed. That then, by virtue and by definition, makes you as such. So it's important that you understand that, though, because there's still a narrative that Nurmagomedov is still the number one contender, or that his number one contendership is on the line. Well, those aren't the same thing. It could be on the line, but he is not the number one contender. Now, I take you down that road, and I have a point. Here's what it is. If he is not the number one contender, and he can't be, per definition, then who is? And that's where things get interesting. Because according to Merab, it never should have been Nurmagomedov. It should have been Davidson. Now, I can't give Merab a hard time. I mean, you're out of the frying pan and into the fire, right? That's a hard night. They're both hard nights. Different nights, hard nights. But Merab is now not saying Davidson. Merab is now saying O'Malley. And the UFC spoke on that, Dana specifically, and said, no, it's not going to be O'Malley. But hold on. Before we decide it's not going to be O'Malley, why not? And all I would ask is that we're open to the idea and we let O'Malley make his case, because that's what we took from him. We didn't take it from him once. We took it from him twice. And then when he finally speaks up and says what he wants to do, we all just dismiss it. Well, he should have had the opportunity to say it into a microphone in the biggest voice in front of the biggest market, which is your pay-per-view audience, who's all watching, not to mention in Miami or in Vegas, a $14.2 million gate or a $25+ million gate. He could have changed the narrative right there. He wasn't given the opportunity. So in light of the division falling apart and the matches that we thought we were going to make, we're not able to make, at a minimum piece of respect is that we don't dismiss what O'Malley says. He should have got to make his case. If he's choosing to do it now, at a minimum, he should be given that right.